we may want to change the view to one of the number presets defined here. But if we want to add our own view with our own custom dimensions, we do that through the device manager. So we open up the device manager through the Tools Options menu and scroll down here to the device manager. Then we click Add. From here, we enter our details. For this example, we're going to create a view for the Motorola 360 watch. I have already downloaded a graphic that is used for the form designer that will show up in the background. So let's use this image. So I will give it a name, apply the platform and Android, since this is an Android Wear device, and the type of form factor here is a watch. So we're going to enable orientation and select that background file. I saved it under C:\gfx moto360.png. And after that, we want to define the the region. One kind of quick and dirty way you can do it is just sort of to drag these regions into the viewable space. So that's one way you can define the working area of your form designer. However, I actually have the specific dimensions for the Moto 360, and so I'm going to input those values. And the physical pixel dimension of the actual device is 320 by 290 pixels at 213 pixels per inch. However, the actual usable area is not the full device screen size. And in fact, the usable area is a little bit less at 240 pixels by 218 pixels. There is no status bar on this device, so that's all I need to do here. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And you can see here that the sort of Chrome for the device is in the background here, so I go and hit OK. Now you'll see that it isn't quite ready to go. It isn't listed here. We still have one more step to take before we can actually use this view. So all of the views within RAD Studio are defined within an XML file. You can define this XML file by navigating to %appdata and then go into Embarcadero, BDS, your version number, and look for a file called devicepresets.xml. I'm going to go ahead and open this with Notepad. Scroll down to the bottom. Now you'll see the mobile device listed here. And before you can use it, you actually are going to need to go in and manually set the name to match the same name that we gave it earlier. And we also will need to update the thumbnail entry to point to the physical address on your hard drive, which I showed earlier was for me is in the C:\gfx folder. Once you've edited this file, then we can move on to the next step. The next step to making our custom view available for our use is to create a new package that will contain the specifics for that custom view. Within RAD Studio, I'm going to go ahead and hit New Delphi Package. Go ahead and fire that save off. Okay. And let's go ahead and save this package. I have a place for it here already. And now we need to add a new unit to this package. And I already have the code template for this. Let's paste that in. The view name, we want this to be our Moto 360, same as we defined earlier. The first size here is the minimal physical size, which is going to be the same value that we inputted earlier as 240 by 218. And since this is just one size, we're going to go ahead and enter that same value. And earlier I mentioned that the pixel density was 213, and that goes here. And we're not dealing with the Android platform, but we are dealing with, oops, sorry, rather, we are dealing with the Android platform, but what we are not doing is this is not phone, this is watch. Okay, so we can go ahead and save this off. Now we are ready to install this package. If I just right click on the package and do an installation, you can see that it has been installed. And if I reopen my working project here, I now should be able to select the Moto 360. And there we go. Now that we have our custom view working, let's go ahead and explore the multi-device preview window. You can find it under the View multi-device preview. It's also clickable by this tab icon here. Now I'm going to go ahead and dock this and drag this out, kind of give a side-by-side view. This is a nice thing to do if you have multiple monitors. You can throw this window on the second monitor and operate on your form designer on your other monitor. So we can change our view from the Moto. Let's say we want to go back to Android 10-inch tablet, for example. As you can see, that automatically got added to our preview window. We can also control what shows up by clicking this drop-down menu and checking off the specific views that we want to use. The created views automatically get added here, and that is defined by the views that you have an inherited view defined for. So if we wanted to actually look at what this tablet might look like if it were in landscape mode, we can rotate it here. And as you can see, that the multi-device preview window also updated and is now displaying the rotated view. Let's say we wanted to add like a style into this application. If I go ahead and load a style, I've got a folder here. We can just grab, I just want to at random here. Let's get the Metropolis UI blue. And apply and close. Okay, let's hide that. We need to apply that style to the main form. Here, style name. Style book, rather. Great. So, here we have the stream inheritance at work. You might ask yourself, why didn't that style book get applied to the iPhone and the Android view, or the Motorola view for that matter? Well, that's because we're currently looking at the child view of the Android 10. If we were to go into the master view, and we can see that the master view does not have that style applied. So the child views do not inherit it by default. One last thing I'd like to point out is how to control the way that the different devices are rendered within the multi-device preview window. This second drop-down box will allow you to change that. So for example, I can change to mosaic. I can really zoom in here. If I just wanted to focus on, perhaps just the Android and iPhone views, I can also change to flow, list view, and fit to size. Really depends on what your screen is and how you want to set it up. Let's say that for whatever reason this is the perfect view for me. It's a good thing to remember. Well, maybe not so perfect, but you can save your layout and load layout. So if I save this layout as saying my custom view, and then destroy that. Maybe I get rid of this window, and now I want to restore maybe the default view. I can do that, and I want to get back to my custom view. Here I go. I got it right back where I left off. So it's very, very useful with regards to having a multiple monitor setup. You might have multiple different devices that are more important that you can pre-configure and recall and switch between really quickly and really easily using this drop-down menu here. And with that, I think we shall wrap.